nigga bitches for one, and fuck these dyking ass, prostitute ass whole nigga don't give a fuck about none of that. You bitch ass niggas be hiding. We real head hunters, man. Come on, man. Niggas open their mouth, nigga came to what he was, man. Bitch ass nigga, and you got the kid and left in the hole and left another nigga family in the blind. Oh, bitch ass nigga.
Yo, what is up, everybody? It's Anime Cartel back with another one. As you seen in the thumbnail, this is what if Isagi Yoichi had a monster. And if you want to know about the term monster, it's basically what Bachira has. Bachira, the guy in the thumbnail. That's what he has. And, basically use that. He gets more egotistical. He gets in the zone. He get in the zone, he awakened a monster. But let's start, and make sure to like and subscribe. Now we start off as Isagi. He's in elementary school. As they go outside for recess and starts playing soccer. Now the coach tells him about soccer and basically how to play it. As Isagi, he already knows some moves and some things, as he knows how to do them a little bit. He's not the best there. His main competition is someone on his team. Basically, I don't know what to name him. I'm gonna give him Wu. So Wu, he's basically, he's Isagi's rival, and he's the best at soccer at the school. So, they're going against each other. As the coach says, the first one to make the 2 wins. As Isagi, his team get the ball first. Isagi, as now he's running for the goal, but he's instantly get the ball taken away from him. And after that, Wu, he got 1 point. So now he's going against him again. But now Wu got the ball in control. He says, remember, kid, this is my field, and I run it. As Isagi, you basically seen the guy leave his guard down as he takes the ball and goes to shoot it. As soon as Wu jumps in the way, he freezes. Just like as he freezes when he went against Baro, as he passes it to someone. Now, someone to get the ball, but they miss. And Baro, he kicks, not Baro, but Wu, he kicks and get the point. So he says, hey, he says Yochan, because that's basically what they call Isagi as a kid, Yochan. As Isagi, he says, Wu, what happened? I haven't hurt you, didn't I? He says, no, you did hurt me. He says, how? Are you okay? He says, I am physically, but not mentally. I'm perplexed. He says, why? Why are you confused? He says, because. Why didn't you shoot? As he's staring dead inside of Yochan's soul. As Yochan, he's basically looking at, he's staring right back at Wu. As Wu's just staring at him. He says, I don't even like this sport. I at least wanted to have fun for my last day of this school. But it looks like you messed it up for me, Isagi. Yochan, remember, you always be trash. As he says, but I'll give you some advice. Have a big ego, let it rise, and reign over all the underlings under you. And also, don't let anyone outshine you or take your number 1 spot. Also, tap into your inner monster. As Isagi, he says, inner monster. He says, yeah, you'll know when you're tapped in. You might even see it if you're lucky. As he walks off, he says, well, so-called for a fun last day, now I'm going to transfer. As that's basically, he's not even from Korea, he's from China. So, yeah. So, we get a few minutes later. Isagi, he's basically going to sleep. Kid Isagi, as he wakes up in this darkness. It's nothing but darkness. And he's stands up. As you can see pools of water, as you hear little raindrops from every step he takes. As the currents move, you see another reflection. It's a blue and black mystical, type being, a silhouette, you say. As It looked exactly like Bachira's, but it got the horns and everything. As it got these eyes. These eyes are different. It got the same ones as Isagi's. As Isagi says, "Who are you?" It says, "I am your inner monster." As Isagi's getting a flashback of what Wu told him earlier. He says, "You'll be even lucky if you get to see him." So he says, "So you're my inner monster, right?" He says, "Yup. Tap into me, get changed in your full potential." As Isagi, he sees chains on him, and he says, "What am I supposed to do now?" He says, "If you break every chain, you'll be like a monster. All right. First on your legs. That's for your agility and your speed. Next is basically your foot. They're chained up. That's for your kicking strength. You'll be able to kick, but it won't be for its full potential. Whereas now you got a cage on your body. You won't be able to use it for anything. Basically, suck your uses without it for your front or body, because you need both upper and lower body for soccer. So yeah, it says if you break these chains, you'll be set free. You let your inner beast go wild." As he says, "We'll both reign over the people in soccer. You will be the best in the league." As Kid Isagi, he's basically seen this like inspirational, but he feels so pumped up. As time skip. Isagi's going through middle school games. He's winning them. As he's so popular, even if you say his name, everybody will already know him. They're like, and people and some girls might even freak out. Like, is he here? Even if someone just let the word come out from their mouth, or even slip out by any chance. As Isagi, he's popular, right? He's that guy. As he's really egotistical and sort of selfish at sometimes, because he knows that the rest of everybody there is weaklings, as he's been looking for a challenge all along. So, one high school game before they go against Kira's team, he's like going against someone, and it's Bachira. I got to put him up. I got to pair him up in a game. As it's for going against who they're going to for another game. I don't know if it's called playoff or anything. I don't know. So they're going against each other. As Isagi, he's basically going against Bachira, as they're both forwards, and his teams do a strategizer. They don't go for the attack. They block and everything and take the ball, yes, but their main star is Isagi. Whatever he tells them to do, they would do it. Plus, they're scared of him. As Isagi, he's got a more built physique and sort of physique, like a little lean, sort of like a little bit Kunigami, but not that much muscular. You know what I'm talking about? At least like Yoichi, I think. As he's a little bit taller also. So he starts smirking. He says, "You got an inner beast. My beast is telling you. Monster is telling me that you got a beast within you. All you need to do is tap within it." As Bachira, he says, "Huh?" As he crosses him up, he kicks it under his legs, and he goes for a super shot. As he shoots it, and they score. As they win. As Bachira, he's just standing there perplexed. As he sees little looking demon is holding his hand out, and that's where the thing starts with Bachira and his monster. So weeks after that, they're going against Masukaze High School. It's Ichinon versus Masukaze, as it's going to an intense battle. As Isagi, he now got the ball. Says, "Great, now it's in my possession." As he hurries up and kicks it, as is 1-1. He says, "Yeah, we're tied up." As now Masukaze, they got the ball. They got in possession. Kira, he passes it to one of his teammates because he cared about him. He don't understand why, Isagi, he runs the field like that. There's no way. Even though Isagi is good, he's trying to figure out why he's so egotistical. Got a big ego. So Now, Isagi, he gets the ball. He takes it from one of his teammates. He shoots and he scores. Says, right, we go to nationals. But, later after he goes home, he gets like a UFJ note. I think that's what his mom said. It was like an envelope. And it's for basically Blue Lock. It's for the Blue Lock program. As Isagi's been one of the main selected there. And, after that, the next morning he goes and he's just trying to find a building, as he says. So this should be the place. As he looks up, as he looks to the side, as basically he senses someone, as is Kira. He says, "Oh, Kira-kun." Basically, what he says, "Kira." He says, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, looks like we both got invited to this special project, Blue Lock, whatever, this Blue Lock project program." As Isagi says, "Yeah, right. Well, let's not wait any longer. Let's go in there." As they go inside, you see a lot of guys staring at him. Also, Isagi, he notices basically notice Meguru. As Meguru, he says, "Hey, Isagi-kun." He says, "What's up, Bachira?" He says, "Nice game that we had last time. Thanks to you, I awakened my inner monster." He says, "You have?" He says, "Yeah, want to see it?" As Isagi, he basically sees, he can see his inner monster through his eyes. He says, "Can you see into my eyes? Do you see it?" As Isagi says, "Yeah. Now you want to look at mine?" And he says, "Sure, let me see." As now he can't even see the form. There's no form. There's just the two looking eyes. Two big eyes just staring down at Bachira, to the point where Bachira gets on his knees and starts gasping for air. He says, breathing heavily. As Isagi says, "Wait, are you alright?" He says, "Yeah, whatever monster you have is way more powerful than mine." As he says, "Well, need someone who can see another inner monster. Looks like I have a lot of potential. I just haven't tapped into it yet." As Isagi, he got one more. As just one more chain and you remember the chains I mentioned earlier, those are his restrictions. The rest are done, but there's one more. It's mine. If he breaks that chain, he will be unstoppable. So Isagi, everyone's just talking, they're chit-chatting until Jinpachi Ego, as he steps out and he's basically talking to them. He says, "Well, all 300 of you diamonds in the rough has been selected for the Blue Lock program." As everyone's like, "Blue Lock program? Well, did you guys even read the envelope?" As it says basically UFJ soccer basically program, right? As he's basically telling them that you might be thinking soccer is a game where there's 11 people in the ball. No, soccer is all about scoring more points than your opponents. As he says, if you don't do this backward country won't ever win the World Cup in a million years. As everybody, they're mad or whatever. They basically saying, "No, we want to be with our teams, and why we gotta stay with other people?" But he's convinced them about the benefits, so that's what everybody starts to buy it. He says, "Now, have a big ego, and only the people with the biggest egos here can survive, no matter how much skill you have. Ego is all that matters here. Now, if you run wild and lose all common sense and your sanity, or you could just lock off. Either choice." As Kira, he's decided to prove Jinpachi Ego wrong, so he still runs through there. But Isagi, he's the first to run through the doors. As everybody follows from behind him. Now after being transported from the bus to the Blue Lock facility, after going through the doors, Isagi, he's looking for his team. And he says, "Team Z." And he says, "I'm 299Z. So I guess I'm in room Z, huh?" "Oh, Here it is. As he steps in front of the door, just looking around, you see Yoichi and the others staring at him. Also, there's Kira in the back. He says, Isagi, I'm so glad I'm sharing the room with someone I know. As, Isagi says, Kira, I'm relieved too. As, he gets smacked in the face from Kunigami's shirt. He says, sorry, threw my clothes too hard. He says, it's totally fine here. Watch where you're walking. As we see Bachira, as he's basically sleeping again. He says, hey, Zico, pass the ball, Zico. As, he's like, what the heck is he dreaming about? As he got this little face on him. As now he's putting on his suit. He says, are you the Kira Ryosuke? Agrees basically complimenting all over Kira and fanboying. As, Igarashi turns around and sees Isagi just staring. He says, oh, nice to meet you. My family runs a temple, but I really don't want to take over family business. So when I heard that, all that earlier, I couldn't stop shaking. I felt that this was my chance to change my life. As he's dead last 300. As, we go to the intercom. As Jinpachi, he's saying, have you finished changing diamonds in the rough? Basically questioning him. As everyone pays his attention over there. He says, hello there. The guys you're sharing your rooms are your teammates and rivals who will help you improve. Your abilities have been quantified and ranked by me, according to my arbitrary and biased decision making. That's what the numbers on your uniforms represents. You can tell at a glance what your rank out of 300 is. As, Isagi says, wait, 299? Crap, I'm slow. I'm so low. As, he's like the second last. Your rank can change based on the results of your training or matches. And the top 5 player will conditionally get to play in the 6th tournament, not in the 6th tournament, basically he's telling about the tournament, about the 20 and under World Cup. You'll be registered for that. As, he's like the Japanese team. As additionally, anyone who loses that blue lock, basically, they lock off. As he says, they will never get to play for Japan. As Isagi basically sees a glass breaking and him falling to a dark abyss. But he says, what you need to gain here is ego. He says, I'll be testing you now to measure that. So it's time to play tag. As he's watching on all cameras, you have 136 seconds. Whoever struck by the ball is it. Whoever is timed, the moment runs out will be walked off. Basically, you'll leave. Also, no using your hands. Those are prohibited. This is blue art ranking only. Higurashi Gurimo. There's 2 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. It says, what? It says, Raichi's like, what? This isn't soccer. This is a game. But, Igarashi said, I'm at first because I'm ranked the lowest. Fine, let's do this. He's trying to get, confident. He says, no hard feeling. But, the teammate in the back says, hey, wait, you actually believe what he said? He says, what if he was for real? I'm doing this. But if I lose, I'll be a temple monk for the rest of my life. As he's gazing at everyone, he says, anyone who loses here will never be able to play for Japan. As Isagi is just thinking. So now there's 2 minutes now. As he's hurry up running, trying to catch everyone. He says, hey, stay away from me. He says, sorry, Isagi-kun. Amen. But Isagi, he jumps out the way. He says, crap. As Ryosuke, he says, this is ridiculous. As, Isagi, he stops, he's just breathing heavily. As Kira says, the only reason he came here was just to prove him wrong, basically. As, Igarashi kicks the ball. As someone said to Raichi says, don't screw with me. As Kira says, this is definitely wrong. I'm gonna let him ruin my future. He says, crap, I can't hit anyone. As we get Bachira, as he says, he's still asleep. Gotcha. But Bachira, he roundhouse kicks him dead in his face. As everyone's devastated, dang. He says, hey, that's a foul. As Bachira says, if this were he says, if this were a game, there'll be a red card. But Bachira, he says, only handballs are against the rules. He says, good morning. What is this with Bachira? As, Kunigami / aka off-brand Ichigo, he says, hey, I'm not a fan of dirty play. Play fair. As he says, whatever, Mr. Straight Lace, huh? As Ichigo, he gets kicked dead in his face.
and she's just standing there. As now, Igarashi, he says, you left yourself open. Amen. As now, the ranking switches as it goes to Kunigami, as his rank is 291. This bastard, I'll destroy you. As he says, here, as, Kunigami Rinsuke, as it basically shows his name. As the ball digs, it drills dead in Isagi's chest. As Kunigami says, oh, sorry, wrong person. As, Isagi, he's coughing up all the, blood or whatever. He says, if I don't hit someone, my soccer career will be over in 1 minute. And he says, I don't want things to end here. As, he hurries up and kick it. But, Yoichi, basically jumps off the way. He says, I'll have to aim carefully. But, we time skip a few minutes later. As, Kunigami and, Bachira is basically wrestling. As Kunigami throws Bachira on top of Igarashi in his way. But Igarashi, he says, oh crap, wait, time out. As, everyone's looking at him like, nah, he messed up. As, Ryosuke, he says, Isagi-kun hits him, he's right there. He says, hey, wait, stay back, stay away from me. As, he's scared, he says, I don't want this to end here, please. As, sweat drops all over Isagi's face. You see the desperate in his eyes. He says, please don't do it. But this guy's soccer career would end. Basically, he's contemplating should he end his career or not. He says, no, I have to do it. Things work here. As now, the monster, he's tapping into it. As he's about to kick to make my dream come true, and he's ending someone else's. But he stops. He says, so I will just aim for someone that has a higher rank than mine. Change, I'll still be the same person. I came here to change my life. I came here to be the best in the world. As he turns around, you see the aura in his eyes. Unless I be someone stronger than me, nothing will change. As Bachira says, I like you. As he's going for Bachira, he says, you're right. If you're going to beat someone, beat the strongest here. As, Isagi, he says, huh? It's a chance that goes up. He's just going against, who is it? Oh, yeah, Kira. As they're jumping and everything. Even, Megumi's about to kick him. In the last second, he flips over and kicks the ball towards Isagi. As, Isagi, whatever, they're both looking at the ball midair. As, Ryosuke, he thinks it's a lie. But, Isagi's reaction time. He says, in the monster, tap in to that power. The first-rate striker will find someone else's strongest guy. It's me. Boom! As she kicks it dead in Kira's face. As, it hits 0. Now, Kira's, guys, this is the end of the what if. This what if Isagi, Yoichi had a monster. I'm sorry. I know it kind of felt rushed, but, might have to be doing other pre-recordings than just this one. So yeah, and it's also 4 a.m. I stayed up and didn't go to sleep, but peace out.